pictures and your pictures, man. Stan by Eminem. Twitter. Twitter is a social media platform that allows users to gather their thoughts and opinions in 240 characters or less. Founded on March 21st, 2006 by Jack Dorsey in San Francisco, California, the social media platform now has over 206 million users as of 2021. Twitter is popularized by all ages, but is most known for how many young adults and teenagers use the platform daily. This is a way for its demographic to stay in touch with their peers by replying to each other's tweets, private messaging, also known as sliding into the DMs, and group chats. Other ways that this demographic also communicates on the social media platform is by using the Spaces feature, where people can voice chat up to 200 people at a time. All these features connect to the formation of a phenomenon known as Stan Twitter. The purpose of this project is to focus and look at the rise of Stan Twitter and Stan culture in the past half decade, from 2017 to 2021. This is why the project is called You Better Stan, the rise and impact of Stan Twitter. To understand Stan Twitter, you have to understand Stan culture and the concept of fandom. Stan culture is a culture that emphasizes fan behavior and loyalty that can lead to obsession and less than desirable choices. It also fosters community, however, that can bring people together with a common interest. The definition of the word stan from dictionary.com is an overzealous or obsessive fan of a celebrity. The term originated from the popular early 2000s song by rapper Eminem titled Stan, where an overzealous fan of the rapper keeps writing love notes to his famous rapper in order to get him to notice him. In the end, the fan dies of suicide after killing him and his girlfriend, and the rapper only notices once he reads on the news that a fan has died. So, what is a fandom? A journal by author Lucy Bennett goes into detail about researching online fandoms and how the fandoms occupied by fans can foster community in a positive way. Bennett also discusses how fans can use social media platforms like Twitter to their advantage as well. This leads to a study of how the rise of Stan Twitter formed over the last 5 years. It has to take more than an interest to form online fandoms, however, according to Bennett. It is a community and family that is formed and the basis of Stan culture on Twitter. Matt Hills, another researcher that explores the concept of community, wrote in his journal From Fan Culture Community to the Fan World, Possible Pathways and Ways to Have a Fandom. He has a major role in fan studies and focuses on this in the journal. He sees fandom as not independent, as a network of sorts. Think of it as a spider web. There's one network that connects to different other networks, and all forms one community. Hills believes that the sense of fandom is codependent. He states, the suggestion is that when we may need to approach contemporary fandom, not as a singular or coherent culture, if we ever really could, but rather as a network of networks, or a loose affiliation of sub-subcultures, all specializing in different modes of fan activity. The question rises, does this ring true to Stan Twitter as well? Is a subsection of social media app a network of fandoms that connect with one another? Or does the research that Hill proposed wrong, and all different fandoms are independent from one another and act on their own? This video shows how fandoms work in a short and easy way.
Namaste. I'm Christian Sager, and welcome to Brain Stuff. As human beings, none of us are strangers to being part of a community. We all have the psychological need to feel safe, respected, and wanted. So we form social relations with other people, usually based on our values and beliefs. It used to be that our communities were always based on our physical proximity to one another. Now, with the growth of mass media, you can find communities of people separated by vast distances who build social structures based on their common interests in similar content. When it comes down to it, almost everyone's a fan of something, right? So then how does fandom work? Who runs these communities and what makes them different from my neighborhood book club? For the answers to these questions, there's one man to turn to. Henry Jenkins has been studying fandom for decades. First at MIT and now at the University of Southern California. Jenkins' first point about fandom is something we've already touched on, that it constitutes a kind of alternative social community for people. You can apply this to Brain Stuff in the community built around our videos and social media. Every day I see people contributing something new to our explanation of the everyday world. Often, you are helping us all learn more by sharing personal experience or knowledge about the topics that we cover. And Jenkins says fans have a very distinct way of receiving the content that they adore. Usually, undivided attention. You know that one television show you watch where you won't pick up the phone or answer the...
One negative aspect is a thing called doxing. What is doxing? According to this, publishing victims' identity information with the intention to harass, threaten, or abuse is often seen as part of online vigilantism. So, and you also think, what is identity information? This includes individual names, contact details, information about the individual's family, employment, or education, or any photos or videos that identify the individual. People use doxing as a method to harm the other person in a way that they harm their favorite celebrity. They think that they're defending their favorite celebrity, but actually hurting other people, other real-life people that has no connection to the celebrity at all. According to data that was done over the past couple of months, one subsection of Stan Twitter are hate tweets. Hate tweets have shown that it's only grown in the past 5 years. For example, user @Miley_icon tweeted on February 27, 2017, "I think I'll tweet this video every day just to remind myself tuna stands," showing a video of Selena Gomez having an off night in her performance. User @WarForThe says, "Shocker, Gaga is self-absorbed, superficial, and overdone. LOL, last she's flop. I have lost her." User @TheAlbumTrack8 states, "Because I know Ariola fans of the singer Ariana Grande, it's always like when it comes to achieving their 174K girl careers down bad compared to 2019. Talking about how artists do not sell as much as they used to in this current music situation. But on the positive side, Stan Twitter is also a way for fans to boast about celebrities and charities that they use. For example, @Terry Clark states that Ariana's benefit concert for Manchester raised $13 million. I hope someone organizes a like event. Meanwhile, check out the GoFundMe link below. Fans use GoFundMe, a popular donation sharing app, in order to gather funds for their favorite celebrities' charities. One example is Harry Styles fans have raised over £5,000 for a charity birthday fundraiser. And @1D Charity Info tweeted in 2015, "For his birthday, Now Official spent some time with children at Raise the Sunshine and even performed for them. Niall has been supporting this charity for years, both as solo artist and as part of One Direction. You can read all about this charity at this link." You might think that this is a positive thing that Stan Culture and Stan Twitter has in common, but it can be a negative as well. Is it a way just for fandoms to boast about another fandom and use that to their advantage? Saying my fandom is better than yours because we raise more money for this charity? One has to look at both sides of this. One final way that Stan Twitter is used, and data shows, is an increase of helping their favorite music artists on the Billboard Hot 100 and Hot 200 charts. At BTS Billboard, this one tweet says, Army, if you haven't purchased Mic Drop Remix or other BTS tracks, even though MDR fell from Hot 100, you can still support them on other charts like Artist 100. They leave links to the iTunes for the song and Amazon where you can buy the song as well. It also has a negative impact too, as you can guess. A couple years ago, Justin Bieber released his comeback song called Yummy. Personally, I'm not a fan. What was most controversial about this though is that users were seen cheating and actually using VPNs would allow users from outside the United States to use Spotify in order to help Justin gain this number one position on the Billboard Hot 100. Even Justin Bieber himself posting on his Instagram of how to use Spotify to their advantage to help get number one. People said I was cheating because it was dishonest with the Billboard system and using his fans to his advantage just for his own personal gain. So, what have we learned today? How has stan culture impacted the fans and the young adults and teenagers of this generation? Well, it's a negative and positive thing, as stated earlier. Some people think it's a good thing that this is happening, that it fosters a sense of community and makes the world a smaller place. It's this way how you look at it. Stan Twitter is an interesting place to look at if you're looking at an outsider perspective, like what is done during the duration of this study. For young people who are part of this culture community, it's a way for them to have a sense of belonging and have common interests with each other. However, there are negative and positives to stan culture on Twitter that should be recognized and talked about in future studies. Twitter as a social media site is a way for people to get their thoughts together in a way that is easily digestible and quick. This shows that the platform also shows that artists should have responsibility to control the fans, however, to prevent fan worship. It seems that some celebrities do not care and only care about it when it comes to Twitter. It shows celebrities that they are loved and thrive in celeb worship, even though it's not healthy for a common fan. But the positives can sometimes outweigh the negatives. It's just up to the user on Stan Twitter to determine how they use the social media platform.